Hey guys, today I'll be showing you my Darklord deck profile of January 2019, and yeah, I've been waiting to finish this deck a while. One of the cards never came to the mail, so I improvised, and I was like, whatever, I'll use this card for my deck profile. It's from the side deck, so it's still a good card. It's one that you use. But yeah, it's a great deck. Yeah, it's a fun deck to play Darklords. If you're trying to start into more of the competitive side or something like that, you want to, something cool. Yeah, Darklords is a really fun deck. I know a lot of people are giving, the boot Darklords, but it has its strengths and it has its weaknesses if you know what to use it. Overall, yeah, this deck is really, if you know how to use it, then yeah, use it. Use it well, practice, whatever. Yeah, that's what it is. So yeah, let's start with the deck profile, shall we? So first off, we run 3 copies of Darklord Eggshell. Eggshell is one of your main components in the deck. What she does is you can discard her and another Darklord card you have in your hand. You can draw 2. Once per turn, quick effect, you can pay 1,000 and apply a Darklord spell tracker from your graveyard, shuffle it back to your deck, and that's pretty much it. So one thing is I love about the Darklords is that you can recycle your spells and trap cards and your Darklord spells and trap cards. Basically, you're using double copies of each card. So meaning you're using more spells, you're using more trap cards. Along line, you're using that a lot. So yeah, 3 copies of Eggshell. Next up is 3 copies of Darklord Nastin. Nastin is another one that you need because it reads that you can discard 2 Darklord cards from your hand, special summon him from the field. Has the same thing, pay 1,000 life points, and apply a spell tracker that is a spell tracker Darklord from your from your graveyard, and shuffle it back to your deck. Same thing. The great thing about Nastin is when you discard the Darklord cards, you can be a spell tracker. You can use them to apply them, even if it's a trap card, which is great. I love it. Now another 3 copies is Darklord Superbia. What it does is when this card is special summon, you can special summon 1 fairy type monster from your graveyard. It doesn't say it has to be attack and defense. It can be whatever. But the great thing about Superbia, it's a level 8, and if you have a level 8 fairy monster in your graveyard, you can special summon it, and you can go to crazy rank up Xyz or whatever you want to do. Just it has a great strength, special summoning any of your fairy type monsters, and all of your monsters are fairies, almost all of them. Next up is 2 copies of Darklord Ukubak. Sorry that I mispronounced the name. So this is your Foolish Barrel for all your Darklord cards. If this card is no more special summon, you can send 1 Darklord card from your deck to your graveyard. This is great because this can make you send more of your spells, your trap cards of your Darklord, so you can reactivate their effects, or basically just stockpile for resources when it's your opponent's turn, and use those resources against him, which is great. I love it. Next up, 2 copies of Darklord Serratos. Serratos is another great card. It reads that if you have 4 or more dart monsters in your graveyard with different names, you can tribute 1 dart monster from your field to summon him. You can send 1 dart monster from your hand to the graveyard, destroy all your opponent's monsters on the field. If this effect is activated, destroy him on the end of the phase, which is great. One thing is that you can special summon it with Superbia, and you can still activate the effect, because it's not like if the summoning method is like there. You can summon Serratos with you can use Superbia to summon Serratos. Use Serratos effect to discard 1 dart monster from your hand and do a Raigeki like that, which is great. And he's a level 8. It's a level 8. Now for the 1-up Darklords, we're running 1 copy of Darklord Abdusk. Abdusk is that you can discard this card and another Darklord to recycle another Darklord card from your graveyard to the hand, and has the same effect. If you pay 1,000 life points, you can reuse a spell tracker that is a Darklord and reshuffle it back again to the deck, which is it's the same. The next one is 1 Darklord Thessalonic. I don't know how to pronounce that name. This card has mixed feelings, but yeah, it's good and bad in the same way, because sometimes you don't need it, sometimes you do need it. but it reads that if a Darklord monster will be destroyed by battle by card effect, you can discard this card instead. So it has a Return of the Dragonlord kind of thing. You banish or whatever to save your Darklords. And it has the same thing, pay 1,000, spell trap card, whatever. It's the same thing overall. Doesn't have a form to special summon himself like, this one or the other ones. All of them have a great way to summon themselves, but these two don't have that much. Now the last one is Darklord Morningstar. He's your big boss monster in the deck, which is great. And it reads, cannot be special summoned. If this card is tribute summoned, you can special summon one Darklord monster from your hand or deck up to the number of effect monsters that your opponent has on the field, which is great. Also more, while you control other Darklord monsters, your opponent cannot target them with card effects. Once per turn, you can send the top cards of your deck equal to the number of Darklord monsters that you have in control. If there's any Darklord cards amongst them, you gain 500 of life points, which is great. Until the link comes in, this card will be broken, and I mean broken because I played it in Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro and it's really broken. So yeah, and for the non-Darklord monsters, we're running 2 Vanity's Fiend. This deck it just synergizes well with Vanity's Fiend because these are all dark monsters. Lord Darkness does great things with this. It just synergizes with us. And the last one, the Archlord Christian. Yes, this is the only non-Darklord monster, non-dark monster in this deck. Archlord Christian is really easy to summon him. If you have 4 fairy monsters in your graveyard, you can exactly 4. You can special summon him from your hand, and basically it does the same thing as Vanity's Fiend. It does the same thing, which a lot of people in Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro or do is just quit because I do Superbia. I return Christian back from the grave to the field, and they just quit because Superbia has the same effect as Vanity's Fiend. So basically, I'm running a total of 4 Vanity's Fiend in my deck. So yeah, that is pretty much for the monsters. Not that much monsters that I'm a great deal of monsters. It has its way to break the monsters, but somewhere there is a way to not be. Sometimes it will break you, sometimes it won't break you, but it has its own ways to break itself. Now let's talk about the spells. Now the spells, we're running 3. Banishment of the Darklords. This adds any Darklord card from your deck to your hand, which is great. Awesome. I love it. Awesome. I should stop saying that. Next up is Darklord Content. This is your monster reborn for your Darklords. This is one of the most powerful of all the Darklord cards of the spells. Basically, if you send Superbia to the graveyard, Eggshell to the graveyard, you can use Darklord Contact, special summon Superbia, so you can special summon, use this effect to special summon another fairy monster from your graveyard, Serratos, Eggshell, anybody you want, because they're all fairies, except Vanity's Fiend, because he's a fiend. But this is great because this is what I use for Superion, so you can use, again, so you can special summon Christia, a lot of things, which won me a bunch of games because they just quit because they don't know what to do. 3 trade-ins because we're running a lot of level 8 monsters. So Serratos, Superbia, Christia. Those are all the level 8 monsters, and they do a lot of drop power. 3, Allure of Darkness because they're all dark except Christia, and a lot of drop power. You have a lot of drop power because of Eggshell. You have a lot of drop power for trading and Allure. And it doesn't matter if you banish a dark monster because mostly if you have Eggshell, Superbia, Christia, Vanity's Fiend, any of these guys, you're fine. You're fine. Which is great. For the one-ups, we're running 1 Monster Reborn and 1 Foolish Burial. I used to run Soul Charge, but the ban list came out a while back, and yeah, so no Soul Charge, which is sad. But I can understand it was powerful and all that for their plays and whatever. Now for the trap cards, yeah, this deck has trap cards. 2 Darklord Rebellion. Sorry, the Glare. It's just there we go. Two Darklord variants. You can send one Darklord card from your hand, Darklord monster from your hand to the graveyard, and you can destroy one card on the field. It does not target, which is great, because a lot of things cannot be targeted these days. And you know, it's great because you can apply this effect again. You don't have to send the requirements. It just destroys the card overall, which is great. Next up is two Darklord Sanctums. Sanctity of the Darklords. This is a Darklord card because it has Darklord in the name, and this is what it gives. Brings back your life points back. What it does is you can send one Darklord monster from your hand or face up on the field. Does the same thing as well. You know, send one Darklord monster from your hand or the field, and it reads says you can from the field negate the effect of one effect monster on the field. It doesn't target; it just negates the effect of a one effect monster, and you get the life points equal to its attack, which is nuts. And this card has won me a lot because I replenish so much of my life points. I don't care if I spend 1,000 because I can replenish. I can use these cards over and over and over again, which is nice. The one enchantment. I was gonna run this at 2, but it never came. That's what I said. Enchantment is basically a mind control. Send one Darklord monster from your hand or field. Take control of one of your opponent's monsters until the end of the turn. You can use it for link summoning. You can use that monster for anything, but you can use it for for attacks or whatever, which is okay. It's understandable. But yeah, it never came. The second copy, so I needed to improvise. So what we are going to be using was one Eradicator Epidemic Bias. I know it's at 3. I did order more of these things so I can run in the deck because it's stupid. I use this. I treat with one of the monsters that I have of Darklords, with the higher attack, and I say spells, and bye bye Sky Striker, Alter guys. I said to trap cards. Whatever. They just hate this. This thing wins games. This wins games. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much for the main deck. This is 40 cards in the 48 cards in the deck. Yeah. It does have a chance to break the deck, like I said. It does have a chance to break, but it depends on how you draw the. If you know how to use the deck, you might have a good way to not use the break as your advantage, or not. But yeah, it still has a way to break. Now let's go for the side deck, shall we? Now for the side deck, we're running the second the second one. We're running 2 copies of Eater of Millions because yeah, this deck can run without side deck, extra deck, but I use it for something stupid, an idea that I had because he is a dart monster. The other spells, we're running 1 Dark Hole, we're running 2 Pot of Desires, we're running 1 Full Force Virus, and 2 Rivalry of the Warlords because they're all fairies, and I can do it. Just do it. I know that's trademark, but whatever. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the side deck. Now for the extra deck, which the extra deck is not that important. You can play this deck without extra deck. The extra deck is an option overall, but I use this for for Millions of Eaters or whatever. But I never did use the extra deck a lot of times. So for the XCs, we're running 1 number 23 Lancelot. We're running 1 Heretic Sun Dragon Overlord. Yeah, because they're level 8s. You can run Galaxy Ice Cypher Dragon. You can run all the Galaxy monsters because they're all level 8. I don't have those guys anymore in my possession, so whatever. You can use those, whatever. Now for the Link monsters, Wee Witch, Apprentice. I actually use this a couple of times because she is a dart monster, so yeah. The Nightmares, 1 Deco Talker, and the 1 Borreload. Yeah, that's not much for the extra deck, but I use that as infusion for Eater of Millions. But yeah, the only monsters that I ever go to in the extra deck is Wee Witch and Nightmare Unicorn. That's it. That's pretty much it. I use for for the extra deck, and I never use this. These are the only monsters that I use normally with the deck, just for this. The other stuff is just for Million of Eaters. Never made Borreload, never made Deco Talker, Never made the nightmares. You know. Sometimes I might use these, but you know, I always use Christia to just destroy. You know, make them not do anything. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much for the deck. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I am really happy that I took the chance and make this deck profile. Yeah. Overall, it's a fun deck. It's fun. I know people have its doubts. Has they give them the big boot to Darklords, and because they say that it sucks, it stinks, it's garbage because it breaks so much. It can make you feel that you use all the draw power and you lost all that opportunity or something like that. But it depends on how you use it. And besides, whatever. It's just it's something fun. Just do it. If you want to try it in Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro, use it. I did it. I won a couple of games. Sometimes I just made my opponent just surrender because they can't do stuff because I made them Christia, a Vanity's Fiend, or Full Force Eradicator Virus, Full Force Virus, because I can use one card to just stun the guy. That's it. So yeah. So guys, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.